And here we go, a new edition of the LosAmigos.com preview show. I'm your host, Jose Contreras, alongside your Los Amigos analyst each and every night there in-house at Los Alamitos, Christopher Wade, which, by the way, he's coming to you live right now from the beautiful Vessels Club, which you can enjoy the accommodations right there. If you're still looking for a spot to enjoy all the festivities of Kentucky Oaks Friday, of Kentucky Derby Saturday, and even, we're recording this on a Thursday, so if you want to get in there even the Thursday afternoon for other simulcast wagering, you can do so and get your reservations in at the Vessels Club. You can check out losamigos.com for all your information. But yeah, the Vessels Club is a great spot to be, not only to enjoy live racing at Los Alamitos, Chris, but also for the simulcast signal from around the country.
Yeah, it's a great facility. The food is incredible. The food is really, really good. My favorite, of course, chicken pot pie, and of course, the teriyaki salmon is incredible as well.
Yeah, I'll start with a chicken tortilla soup, and I'll get maybe I'll give me a fillet or maybe a carne asada, and I'll wash it down with a lemonade as well. So check out the Vessels Club whenever you can. Come out and visit us at Los Alamitos for simulcast and also for the live racing, and call in to see if you can still get a spot, a reservation in for this weekend with the Kentucky Oaks and the Kentucky Derby. All right, we're back here for another 9-race program on Saturday night at Los Alamitos. We do have plenty of baby races to get to on this 9-race card, but we also have race 9, which we the La Pacifica handicap. That's a 350-yard event for the fillies and mares. But for your selection on the show here, Chris, we're going to go down to Freddie. Freddie is a previous horse given out on the show. So let's talk about Freddie once again.
Yeah, Freddie, we gave this horse out last time, and I think the horse got a little look right at the outcome in this non-winners of 3, one will last time from the inside post as our selection the previous show last time, 41 nights ago. But this horse now fared a little fractious and bobbled and skied a little bit, but finished very strongly despite kind of trying to drift out, and won with run left to give and galloped off very, very strong. So on my figures, at a nice little price, he's got to look at the outcome to go against a good group of runners and have a look at the outcome and grab a slice of the pie at the very least. And on my chart, you got to look at the top.
We'll look at the rest of the field in just a moment, but there's Freddie. There's 6-1 for Barry Woodhouse and Sergio Morfin. Let's take a look at the replay back on March 24th when he was the betting favorite in this spot, and he drew the rail. But the rail was not ideal, but he still proved to be that he could run well, obviously, as a betting favorite and get the job done. But talk to me about this trip here for Freddie from the inside post.
A little fractious there, not so bad. A little moving the head right there, and broke a little slow, kind of bobbled and brushed just a little bit, not too bad away from the gate. You can see him bobble just a little bit and brushed by the outside rival just a little bit away from the gate and kind of lug in. Well, that's a little bit midway and garnered to the front end, but then was trying to finish. When he's finishing strongly, he was kind of drifting out just a little bit, and the rider trying to keep him straight, and had one with run left to give and galloped out very strong. So there was run in the tank, and it's a horse that's improved in each subsequent start, and I have to look at the outcome on my chart.
You know what's cool about Freddie? It's like you got to give him credit because, yes, he hasn't won by large margins, but of all 5 career starts, he's never been worse than third. So he tends to fire his effort pretty much every time.
Yeah, he's a hard knocker, and he's improving runner. And if he breaks and runs a straight course, he's got to look at the outcome at a nice little price there to spice up the exotics at the very least, and could spring the upset there in that late Big Four.
It's a good 9-horse field in this spot. 300 yards allowance. The betting favorite is Stanley Cartel. Well, the morning favorite, Stanley Cartel. Because he's 2 for 2. Now, he hasn't raced since May of last year, but he showed plenty of talent. Let's see if he can bounce back and fire fresh like he did last year. He does come in with a pretty sharp 12 flat for a little workout, which could indicate he could be fresh and ready to go.
Yeah, he certainly can. He's been a horse to watch in both of his starts on my numbers, and he's got talent, comes back with a very good workout, and will be a factor in that affair as well in the 6th event.
It's a good field and a good race, Chris, when you can get the Los Al 2 million third-place finisher at 9-2 on the morning line. That's the one, Optical Illusion, right? That tells you how good an allowance field this is.
Yes, it's a good field, and that horse figures relatively close to. This is a wide open affair in that late pick 4 lifter.
Yeah, if you can try to beat the 2, I think you'll get rewarded, not only vertically speaking, but also to begin the late pick 4 on Saturday night. So that's a look at race number 6, and Chris is going with Freddie. And Chris has been on a good roll here, giving us a big long just a couple of weeks ago. As far as the simulcast signal, plenty of racetracks are now back in the mix. Chris, what else are you tackling here this weekend?
Okay, on Saturday, they're running real early at Sam Houston at 8:44 our time.
That is correct.
And at Remington Park, they start at 10 o'clock our time. The one we're taking races 3 through 9 at Delta Downs. And I got a couple of decent ones that have big looks at the outcome there on Saturday night. So don't forget to check out the Los Alamitos website and or the program with our selections for Delta Downs on Kentucky Derby Eve with Delta Downs.
All right. Thanks so much for your analysis, Chris. Best of luck with your selection. Also, best of luck with the weekend bets, not only in the simulcast signal, but also I know you'll be getting involved with the Kentucky Oaks card and the Kentucky Derby card as well. Chris, have a good rest of your Thursday. I'll see you this weekend down at Los Alamitos.
All right, boss. You have a good night.
Year after year, night racing's best bets are at Los Alamitos Racecourse. The Los Alamitos early and late pick fours. Both wagers continue to feature outstanding pools in 2024 and terrific payouts. The early pick often has pools of over $180,000, and the late pick four often has pools of more than $150,000. And remember, Los Alamitos still offers the $10,000 Pick Six promo on Sunday nights. Year after year, night racing's best bets are at Los Alamitos. Play them on Saturday and Sunday nights.
Yes, the pools have remained strong here at Los Alamitos, and that's thank you to all you, the horse players, and the viewers supporting the pools here at Los Alamitos on a nightly basis during our weekend cards. We welcome you back to the program, and we're now catching up with Michael Runner, the voice of Los Alamitos. Michael, how are you doing on this Thursday afternoon?
Terrific, thank you, Jose. How was your trip away to Las Vegas last weekend?
It was good. Got away with the family there for a birthday weekend. Celebrate the big 3-9, one step closer to the 40s. But it was a good trip. I enjoyed some Los Alamitos racing down from the sports book over there. And, of course, I was eager to see what some of those runners would do throughout the weekend. And the Brazilian Invader won the nightcap very nicely for Paul Jones. So looking forward to see how Edberg Verde continues to do here now in California. So a few of the horses that kind of caught my eye last week. An unfortunate start for... Was it Bull Market? Was Bull Market one of the runners?
Yes.
Yes, but no. I'm thinking that was trials.
No, those are the kindergarten futurity trials,
yeah.
wasn't it?
I'm thinking about the Juan Aleman trainee, Tower.
Oh, Devil's Tower.
Yes.
Devil's Tower, yes.
Unfortunate break for him. I'm looking forward to betting him back second time out, hopefully with a better break. But that's one of the troubled horses that I think I would add, or I would suggest to the viewing public to add to their stable watch next time out. But overall, a good weekend to be had and a good weekend at Los Al as well.
Yeah, no doubt about it. And that's the horse, Devil's Tower, that had a 12 flat gate work, I think, fastest of the season. And pretty much was just strangled over the finish line because the race had passed him by. But he'll be back.
He'll for sure be back based on what he showed in the morning talents. And next big trials here will be the Edberg Million coming up, about a month or so. Edberg Million trials will be on May 26th. May 26th are the trials for the Edberg Million. So maybe we'll get to see some of those 2-year-olds in those trials. Let's talk about your selection here for the Saturday night program. 9 races. You're going to take us to race number 4, which does begin the Pick Six.
Yeah, there's a lot more 2-year-old action this Saturday night. They're just flooding in at the moment. You know, I think that probably the wet weather not only causing a few cancelled cards, but also just interrupting training patterns. It might have delayed the preparation for some of these horses. And we're just seeing so many 2-year-olds flooding in now. And here is another big slate of them for Saturday night. And it's often the case that one race under the belt stands a 2-year-old in good stead heading into start number 2. And that's part of the reason I'm gravitating to number 5, CD Favorite Lady in race 4, which is for 2-year-old fillies at 300 yards. Nothing happened that she would have enjoyed on debut in a roughly run trial to the Kindergarten Futurity a couple of weeks ago when she came out of gate 2. But Jose, this was the race in which Coley, number 4, was disqualified. And CD Favorite Lady was one of the chief sufferers from number 4 Coley breaking inwards, the 2-horse gets actually pushed in, forced inwards on 2 occasions in the early going. Coley ends up winning the race, but was disqualified for that early interference. CD Favourite Lady in those yellow silks is out of the money along the inside, but you'll get a glimpse here of an impressive gallop out as she makes up ground here into the turn, right up on terms with the winner Coley. And that was reminiscent of a very long, strong gallop out that I noticed in her first official gate work back on the 1st of March. So I'm pretty sure that this Jaime Gomez trained filly has a lot more to offer than the finishing position and beaten margin would indicate from the debut run 2 weeks ago.
I would totally agree with that analysis and that statement. It just feels like she didn't have a chance to really show much. And I'm with you. I like the gallop out as well. Definitely a runner that should move forward and could benefit greatly by already having a start under her belt. So all the signs there are pointing towards if CD Favourite Lady can get a better break and a better path to run, she should lead to a much better result come Saturday night.
Yeah, and just the fact that Gomez thought enough of her to debut her in a kindergarten futurity trial speaks well for CD Favourite Lady. Of course, Jaime did qualify a couple from the trials into the final, and he'll be seeking to extend his record number of wins in the kindergarten futurity. So his barn is ticking over quite nicely. He has Angel Soul in with a very good chance in the featured La Pacifica Stakes later on the Saturday card. So I'm casting my lot with Jaime Gomez. You get Hosseini Casio taking over from Eduardo, and I think she has an excellent chance here.
Yeah, and she draws gate 5. She's listed at 2-1 on Edberg Verde, and she's one of the favorites for sure coming up from race number 4, which does begin the $2 pick 6 on Saturday night. The pick 6, of course, was hit last Sunday, so no carryover coming into the Saturday card. But again, it's Saturday night pick 6 beginning with race number 4, and it's a key leg, but because it also ends the early pick 4. So if you can find a single or a stand, which could be CD Favourite Lady for Mike Corona, this could be a key race because you find a single to the pick 4 and you find a single to begin the pick 6 as well. So that's a look at your analysis. Did you look to the Pacifica, by the way? Did you look at the Pacifica?
I actually like Jaime Gomez's filly, Angel Soul, from the outside post position. She won from the outside gate last time out in a field of 6 in an allowance. And she's off to a really good start in her career, just lightly raced, but she's put forward some good, consistent efforts. The only failure was in the Grade 1 Winter Derby. But apart from that, it's a nice-looking young resume for Angel Soul. She's the second pick on Ed Burgart's morning line. No doubt that the favourite, Check and Cartel number 6, has the best credentials, having qualified to the 2 million futurity where she was a fabulous 4th to Train Station V. If I'm playing the race, Jose, I'm on Angel Soul at 3-1 from the outside post, but I have to have a saver on Market Analyst number 4. You might remember on the preview show for the Oaks, I liked this filly. She went off at big odds and ran accordingly. She actually was quite disappointing on that occasion, Market Analyst, but I'd be kicking myself if she got up and did something useful on Saturday night without carrying a few dollars of mine. You might remember I liked the fact she was just able to qualify for the final of the Oaks based on not having any gate works. It seemed like a light preparation leading into the trial, and I thought she could take a big step forward, but she didn't. She had a light brush with another horse at the start, but really was very disappointing. Maybe third time off the layoff, we see something more productive from Market Analyst. At the odds, I would have to use her just because I liked her last time.
Yeah, at that point, yeah, those odds are attractive. We're in agreement with Angel Soul. That is my top pick as well. I actually do have Market Analyst in the mix as well. I'm going to try to beat the favorite. I'm going to try to beat Check and Cartel. I like Trending Right a little bit. I think Market Analyst can pop up and even keep going. We ran a pretty nice effort last time out. So I'll probably spit a few deep here trying to beat the 9-5 favorite. I think there's other numbers that are attractive and some runners that are still relatively lightly raced that can still improve here up to this point.
Yeah, the fairer sex taking centre stage this weekend at Los Al, because after the 3-year-old fillies compete in the La Pacifica Saturday night, it's the older fillies and mares in the Sunday night feature. So it should be a great weekend.
It should be. So that's a quick look at the La Pacifica. Both Michael and I agree that the 9 will be plenty tough. Angel Soul on the improve, and maybe a long shot look. I'll give a long shot look to maybe Keep Going, and he'll give a long shot look to Market Analyst in Gate 4. All right, so that's a look at some of the thoughts here for this weekend, including your selection, which will be CD Favorite Lady coming up in race number 4 at Los Alamitos. All right, Michael, thank you for joining us. Anything else for the viewing public?
No, mate, that's it. Just looking forward to the weekend, and glad you had fun for your birthday trip last weekend.
Yeah, it was a good way to recharge the batteries and get back to business. So, Michael, thank you for that. Have a good rest of your Thursday, and I'll see you this weekend down at Los Al.
Good on you, mate. Hooroo.
Year after year, night racing's best bets are at Los Alamitos Racecourse. The Los Alamitos early and late pick fours. Both wagers continue to feature outstanding pools in 2024 and terrific payouts. The early pick often has pools of over $180,000, and the late pick four often has pools of more than $150,000. And remember, Los Alamitos still offers the $10,000 pick six promo on Sunday nights. Year after year, night racing's best bets are at Los Alamitos. Play them on Saturday and Sunday nights.
Well, the debut of Edberg Verde was very highly anticipated, and he did not disappoint. Tell me a little bit about this Brazilian runner. How much did you know about him as he arrived, and how has he been to train?
You know, he's really a nice horse. He arrived very well from Brazil. I've had a lot of horses that come from Brazil, and he's kind of adapted quite a bit better than most of them have in the past. It's always a different experience for him, you know, first time at night, first time under the lights. They run in lanes in Brazil. Plus, they got a lot of acclimating to do when they get here. You know, the time change is quite hard on them, and the trip is hard on them. But this horse, you know, he's acclimated well. He's taken to it very well. This race was just a little test to give him a race over the lights and to give him an out. And he really performed well. He got a little nervous in the paddock, a little hot, a lot to see. A little different than Brazil, but he handled it well and he showed his class. The horse definitely, you know, has got a lot of talent. He showed that in Brazil, and that's why he's here. And we've nominated him to the Vessel's Maturity, and we're hoping to run him in some big races later. But this is kind of just the starting point for his start here at Los Alamitos, and he accomplished it well. There's a lot of pressure here for him to do well. We know he's a nice horse, and he got the job done. He did what we wanted him to do.
Well, there was the thoughts of Paul Jones following the win of Edberg Verde coming to the winner's circle at Los Al. And you can tell even in the winner's circle, Professor Edberg kind of looking around like, what are these lights, these people, like the flashing lights? So a lot of things were new to him, but it's always exciting to see when a Brazilian bred does well, especially in the first start. So I expect good things moving forward from Edberg Verde.
Yeah, remember in Brazil, Jose, they run in those lanes.
Yeah.
So a little bit different just from that standpoint. We've seen in the workout that he had prior to this race, he was very professional.
Yep.
Then, and like Paul had said, he just kept acclimating nicely. He looked solid. He looked really, really good. But yeah, he was staring right at me as I was standing nearby him. He was looking at every little thing. But it's good to hear that he'll be in the Vessel's Maturity trial. So they got some high hopes for this horse. He won some big races in Brazil, and he's very, very popular. Some of the videos that we posted on Instagram, particularly, they got over 600 likes. A couple of those videos got over 600 likes, a bunch of comments. I learned a lot of Brazilian just by reading those comments because they were, they were saying a lot of cool things about this horse. They're very proud of him, and I'm sure he's going to get a big, big following in the next few races. We're going to get, a lot of eyeballs on those trials of the Vessel's Maturity, that's for sure, from Brazil.
Yeah, looking forward to what he does here. And it's always tough for those imports to acclimate. So the fact that he ran that well first time locally is a very good positive sign. Thinking back to some of the big Brazilian imports over the names, Dinastia Toll is one that comes to mind. Give me a few more names that come to your mind from Brazil.
Well, there was Nordic DVN, won a stakes race. Aladdin Bryan won a couple of stakes races as well, including the Cahuilla Bar Handicap. And he also competed in some high-level races. Felix Gonzalez had him as well. Summer Toll, if I remember correctly, may have been from Brazil. I had a lot of Brazilian owners that have come over time. Mr. Mauro Saborowski, he's had a lot of really nice horses over the favorite Kiss, I believe, was the name of a runner owned by a Brazilian. She went on to win the PCQHRA Breeders' Futurity, and of course the sire of Edberg Verde, no secrets here, who won the All-American Futurity. He was partly owned by a Brazilian, Mr. Benny Rosette. So Brazilian racing, there was a story actually that Jaime Gomez told me that about Walk Through Fire, that before he really made his mark here in the United States as a sire, there was some talk about him going on loan to Brazil with Mr. Gianni Samaja. So who knows how that would change the history of horse racing if that would have actually gone through.
Yeah, so a lot of intertwining stories with Brazil and Los Alamitos over the years, and we're excited to see Edberg Verde, what he does the rest of the year. The trials for the Vessel Maturity will be held on Sunday, June 16th. So we're about a month and 2 weeks away. So about 6 weeks away to those trials for the Vessel's Maturity. Just like that, Professor, we're already talking about June. I mean, it's just the year goes flying by when you're talking about year-round racing here at Los Alamitos. So we're excited and looking forward to what the older horse division has in store at Los Al. Also, speaking about a few of the runners that we reviewed last week on the previous show here with the workouts, we mentioned Norco. We both thought, all right, put him as the best bet, put him as the lock. He was impressive. I watched back the replay. Those lengthy strides, just like his siblings. He's one of the horses for sure to watch coming up in the trials for the Edberg coming up in about a month or so.
Yeah, those trials to the Edberg Million Futurity, I believe they're on May 25th. So only a few weeks away as well. And yeah, Norco, what an impressive winner. Dr. Ed Allred has had some really huge debut winners. One that immediately comes to mind, horse by the name of My Buddy. He won by about 4 lengths his debut. That was one of the impressive debuts that I can remember from an Ed Allred owned horse. But yeah, Norco in recent times, super impressive. It kind of takes me back to London Toby when he was winning those races early in his career. I don't think it was his debut win, but one of those early wins he may have also won by almost 4 lengths, or in fact, maybe around 4 lengths. But Norco definitely, he could have probably won for more. At 350 yards, who knows how far he would have won that race as well. Really good time, 15:58. Definitely stamped himself from the weekend as the most impressive runner, and definitely stamped himself as one to watch on the trials to the Edberg Million Futurity. We're going to have a lot of 2-year-olds also being pointed to the Edberg Million Futurity running this weekend. Baby races, almost the full card on Saturday night will be consisting of 2-year-old races. We open up with a race around the turn, and then we get right at it with race number 2. That's a 2-year-old race. The feature, as you and Michael already talked, what is the La Pacifica handicap, but a pretty good program on Saturday night, a really strong program on Sunday as well.
Yeah, let's dive into some of those 2-year-old works. Before I moved, I do want to say shout out to all the international audience, of course, everybody commenting from Brazil. I know you had a quote there, the translation to that quote. Congratulations to the pride of quarter horse racing in Brazil. They were very excited to see Edberg Verde here. But both you and I are Spanish speakers, and some of the Portuguese, some of those words do translate immediately to Spanish. So we can kind of make our way when we read some Portuguese. We can kind of maneuver the way because of our Spanish. So yeah, some of the Portuguese and Spanish do flip over a few words, Ashley. So shout out to all the international viewers from Brazil. Now, do you write it with the S or with the C, Professor?
Me?
Brazil.
I know. Wait, that always used to
both ways are correct.
Yeah, I believe in Brazil is with an S.
Oh, look at that. I don't know what just happened, but by me saying the peace sign, we got some balloons. Look at that. I got like special graphics. Can I trigger it again? I don't think I can.
All the time?
Yeah, I don't know. It's the first time I was like, I need to do the peace sign more. That was cool. That was like an after effect.
Verde, look at that. I got balloons.
Yeah. Balloons in celebration with Edberg Verde and the peace I'm going to try to do peace throughout the show to see if I can trigger it again. But yeah, that was fun to see Edberg Verde, and congrats to the connections. All right, let's get down to the quarter horse works for this card. Like you mentioned, plenty of 2-year-olds, almost a full card of 2-year-olds. The majority of this card will be contested for the 2-year-olds. So looking forward to that. Let's review a few of the workouts for this card. We'll begin with race number 2. And I believe Big Herd was entered last week, if I remember correctly, Professor?
Yeah, he was. He was part of the group that Devil's Tower was.
Correct.
I ended up not running in that race, and I right now I cannot remember if he was taken off the field the morning after the draw or if he was a straight scratch. I can't recall, but yeah, he was part of the entries when the entries were originally announced. But now he's back. He's re-entered here. May have been a question of timing, getting closer to the Edberg Verde. Either way, we're going to have the workout from April the 10th. Really good work. He went 12.1 from the outside post here. He's attempting dash colt, Colorado bred, and a really eye-catching drill here. You can see him. He's going with walking tool, and they're going to go even at 12.1. Big Herb broke super, kept a pretty straight path, engaged with walking tool throughout. They travel as one all the way to the wire in a solid hand right throughout. Just finished a little bit, about a head behind walking tool. Good gallop out there from the outside post for Big Hurt. Second fastest of 35 drills.
Yeah, that was a good work. Looked fairly professional. A lot of things that you like to see with a baby, a 2-year-old. A lot of positives there for Big Hurt, clocking in 12:10, and he improved from his first work to his second work. First work on March 20th was 12:40, then 12:10 on April 10th. He's listed at 8-5 on Edberg Verde. Another horse that we want to highlight here is Apolitical Maverick. He'll be in gate number 3, and we have the workout here for March 29th.
Yeah, he's a full brother to Apolitical Pence and also Favorite City. Both of them have done great here at Los Alamitos. From the inside, Apolitical Maverick going against his half-brother, City of Blood. 12.3 versus 12.4. Apolitical Maverick is going to win this drill. Little antsy at the start, but came out really nicely. Took the lead shortly after the beginning of the work. Continued on a straight path. A hustling ride. Pressured there a little bit by City of Blood, but he held on gamely and even showed a little extra berth just before the finish line there. Wins it by a neck. And you can see that he never let City of Blood get ahead of him, even in the Galopaz. So he's saying, no. You're my bro, but I'm going to be the winner here all the way.
That's unique to quarter horse racing. We have siblings of the same racing age because of the embryo transfers and the artificial insemination there. So half brothers dueling in the workouts, and the half brothers will be in action in both cards. Of course, we have Apolitical Maverick here. We'll have City of Blood later on in the card. But that's a look at the workout. I like that workout, and obviously the pedigree is there to be a very, very good runner. And that was Apolitical Maverick. Here are the PPs once again. Big Hurt, a $46,000 Heritage Place yearling purchase. Maverick was purchased for, get this, Professor, $450,000 at the Ruidoso Select yearling sale, of course, with that heavy, well-backed pedigree. And then Nationalist, also a high-priced sale at the Los Alamitos Equine. So the 4 Nationalists for $170,000, bred by Dr. Steve Burns and bought by Dr. Ed Allred. He'll be in gate number 4. And even Political Force in gate 6, Professor, $350,000 purchase at Ruidoso Select yearling sale. And of course, that Political Force is a full sibling to Party Politics, the winner of the Edberg Million last year, right?
Edberg Million and the Golden State Million Futurity 2 years ago. Last year, he won the Golden State Derby.
Correct.
I believe he may have run second to his Chickless in the El Primero del Año Derby. Yeah, mentioned some really nice siblings there. Nationalist is out of the same pair that produced Quirky, who's a great one winner here. South, Giraffe from post number 2. We saw her sister Brindisi right in the kindergarten futurity. Like she may have come back and already won this year.
So that's a look at the first of the baby races on Saturday. Excuse me, yeah, Saturday night at Los Al. Moving over here to race number 3. We have runners like Study Up out of Studios for Miss Kathy Allred, Ed Allred on Is She Ready? I love what Up for it. The dam with the 3 has been producing. So I would give a good look towards that runner. Is She Ready? Who is listed at 6-1 on the morning line. And then you have experienced runners like Caballana Dash, La Peralta, and Fast Moving Wildfire. So a good mix of experienced runners and first time starters in the second baby race of the night.
Yeah, and La Peralta looking to make amends after that very, very troubled race in the trials of the kindergarten futurity. And I believe this was the race separate impact. Ended up getting DQ'd in that race, if I remember correctly. A little trouble there. La Peralta broke from the rail. And actually had an okay beginning there. But yeah, just so much trouble early on. Ducked in at the start and just kind of lost her path.
Race number 4, 300 yards for the maidens. These are fillies, 2-year-olds. Good mix of experienced runners as well. Mike Corona's play of the show came here with 5, CD Favorite Lady. We talked to him earlier in the program. I like the 7 Majestic Boots, but even I like the workout as well by Set to Go. One of the first time starters for Ed Allred and Scott Willoughby. That one is listed at 7-2 on the morning, and that one worked in 12:50. Another good race of experience versus first time starters.
Yeah, Majestic Boots out there from the outside post for trainer Adan Faria around that, like you mentioned, a solid 3rd. In the 4, Apolitical Duchess, another one that was purchased for a nice price, $60,000. The mare, BP She's Southern, won a lot of big races there for Mr. Bill Price. She may have earned somewhere around $300,000, maybe even $400,000. She was a big time runner, filly by Apolitical Duchess, starting from post number 4 for trainer Monte Rosa.
And that race 4 is a key race in the entire program because it ends at pick 4 and it begins to pick 6. So a key race number 4 on Saturday night. Race number 5 does begin the mid-card double, 300 yards for the 2-year-olds. And we got a couple of workouts here to highlight in this spot. And it looks like it's going to possibly be bet like a 2-horse race because we have some high-profile works and breeding lines. Let's talk about Ultimate Battle in Gate 2.
Ultimate Battle is going to go 12.2 from the outside post. He's a colt by Favorite Cartel. Just walked by. She earned over $95,000. And, of course, the Broodmare Babe on the Fly has produced so many good ones. Ultimate Battle is going to work, again, like from the outside post, a 3-horse set. Feature recent starter Diva's Best Card. Ultimate Battle is going to win this drill in 12.2. He used a flipping halter in this drill. Stood nicely, came away powerfully, drifted in a little bit at the gap. Was asked by his rider for a little bit more, and look at the way he delivers nicely, pulls away powerfully after the midway, and just a very good-looking gallop out as well, Jose. Just a very, very, very solid effort, second fastest of 26 drills.
He just looks so professional. That's what I like about that workout. He looks so professional, like, he's got the right mind. He obviously broke well. He finished better in the second half. It just looks like he's going to love going 300 based on that 12:20 work. So Ultimate Battle, obviously a major player. He sold for $137,000 at the Ruidoso Select Yearling Sale, owned by Buckway Ranch and Monte Rosa. He's listed at 2-1 on Edberg morning line. Let's talk about Wire Fraud. Wire Fraud draws Gate 6 on race number 5. And here's the workout. And I got to say, I really like this horse. It's going to be bet like a 2-horse race. This is the kind of race I like to take a stand because I don't want to double up. And this is the workout that really, really impressed me here for Wire Fraud. So let's take a look at this work.
Yeah, and remember this horse out of the same mare that produced Bull Market, who also really nice workout as well. Mornings with Maria is another sibling from this family. Again, working from the inside post. It's going to finish ahead of Cowboy Bolt, 12.2 versus 12.5. Cowboy Bolt we're going to see on Sunday night. His time was the second fastest of 31 drills. The assistant starter did a nice job getting this horse straight. Look at the way that this horse just breaks super fast, leveled out quickly, accelerated in a hurry. get everything pretty much on their hand right, Jose. Full stride midway and just looks terrific the entire way. Another very strong gallop out as well. Even when the rider was trying to slow him down, you can see that having none of it. I just want to keep on running.
He's like, let me go. We can work 400. We can go 870 if you want me to. And I'll run back the workout because there's a pretty good visual cue of when he lengthens his stride. He gets out fast, but watch right about now. Look how his strides are getting longer. He's just reaching out for more ground right there. You can see just reaching. I was thoroughly impressed by this work by Wire Fraud. Just like I did last week, Professor, mark it down. This is my best bet. Put it in the program. Wire Fraud, my best bet of the night for Saturday night. That's what I'm going with.
In Ultimate Battle and Wire Fraud, both win 12-3 their first work. They both come back and go 12-20 in their second work. And I know you got to like that outside post for Wire Fraud, Ultimate Battle on the inside. But yeah, absolutely terrific works, both of them.
Yeah, they both look like talented runners in race number 5. Moving over here to race number 6. It's an experience race. We can talk about one of the experienced runners here who is undefeated, Stanley Cartel. 2 for 2 in 2023, Professor. He was bred to be good. The workouts when he was racing as a 2-year-old were ready to go, and he delivered on the racetrack. Now, he hasn't been seen for a while, almost a year, but we do have to say that he looked impressive in his workout in return back on March 22nd.
Yeah, I remember this horse qualified to the Edberg Million Futurity. I remember being so upset when the horse did not come back for the final. I had talked to Monty Arroz, and he said, no, that's probably going to be it for him for the rest of the year. We're going to have to wait on him. And it's great to see him back. Great to see the way he worked. Let's take a look at that work, Jose, because it was a good one. He sizzles in 12 flat on March 22nd. He was leaning a little bit to the right when the gates opened, but he just flew away from the gate, veered in a little bit to the inside. But once he levels out, he just took off and glided over that track, Jose. Solid hand right. Needed a little bit of extra urging every 25 yards or so, but he was just responding so nice. And another nice gallop out here, and also shows that he wanted to just keep on going. He's used to running 350 from that Edberg trial. That's the last thing he remembers winning, so he wants to do that again, Jose.
You know what I like? Just visually, he looks more filled out, more mature, bigger, stronger. He looks ready to go. He really does. So it's gonna be tough to deny Stanley Cartel if he returns to that form that we saw back in 2023. So he's 2 for 2 for Waytona Stanley, and he's drawn in gate number 2, which we have said could be the Bermuda Triangle post, Professor. Gate 2.
Yeah, for sure. There's a couple of nice runners going from post number 2, but man, if you have the skills and the talent, you can get it done. I can't see it from there really well, but what kind of symbols does it have? Does it have like a Super Derby? Is he in the Super Derby, Jose? That would be
he's got the actually these are
2-year-olds, huh?
These are 2-year-old symbols. Yeah, so they're not the 3-year-old symbols. So we'll owe you those symbols because the symbols are still popping up as the 2-year-old.
Yeah, I was just wondering if he had the star, which would mean that he's in the Super Derby.
Super Derby, yeah. So no stars on yet. The symbols are from last season, so they'll get updated once the final program is out, hopefully. But yeah, he's listed at 9-5. He'll be plenty tough to beat if he comes back like he was, or even better, as a 2-year-old. Moving over to race number 7, another 2-year-old event, 300 yards for this field of 6. These are the boys in this spot. City of Blood. We saw the work made earlier and his half brother. Let's revisit that workout for City of Blood and Apolitical Maverick.
He's going to be on the outside, Jose, and it's not going to break as fast as the brother on the inside, but he is going to put a little bit of pressure there. And you can see him just moving slightly next to his brother, and he's going to be pressuring him just a bit. But a good effort there from Apolitical Maverick, who just kind of used that little extra burst at the very end to hold on. But you can see the City of Blood wants to continue to engage all the way around. And both of them perform really nicely in that work. still a political maverick, just looked a little bit more seasoned.
Yeah, he did. He broke a little bit sharper, but City of Blood still ran a very good workout of 12:40. And of course, he's a half sibling to Apolitical Fence, not a full sibling, but a half sibling, and very, very good pedigree. So that is City of Blood, who is listed at 2-1 on the morning line. Another runner here. How about a Heart Like a Truck, who's actually the 8-5 morning line favorite in Gate 5 for Jose Flores. I have the workout right here. So he was on the outside. He ended up posting the fastest time of the day back on April 17th. It was 12:20 given here. He's trying to lug out early on, right? You can see how the rider's trying to correct him, but he's still moving with good lengthy strides. And even past the finish line, once he widens that margin, the rider's trying to like, all right, we got to go left, buddy. No, I want to go right. I want to go right. So he was difficult to ride in that work.
Now, he just kind of went all the way around, but you can see he's like right there hugging that fence all the way out. And you can see how just as soon as the gate opened, his head was just turned because the rider's just trying to keep him from just going so wide.
So that's a couple of the runners. The two morning line favorites, that's City of Blood and Heart Like a Truck for Jose Flores. So that's race number 7. Race number 8, a good mix of experienced and first-time starters. Astronaut, though, Eddie Willis, the barn has been on a roll with the runners here this season. He's that barn is having a very, very successful 2023 here at Los Al.
Yeah, everything that he's sent from Remington Park and run here, those 2-year-olds have all been firing. Won another race last week with Sassy Britches. Astronaut with a couple of races already as experience, including a second-place finish in a maiden race with a really good time, 15:64. The winning time of that race, 15:58. That's the same as what Norco did here. So keep an eye on Astronaut. Let's see if Eddie Willis continues just rolling with those. But let's take a look, Jose, at the number 4 horse, just a dash a favorite.
Mm-hmm.
Let's look at that workout. On April 10th, it's going to be a 12.4 work. And this one is a half-sister to Champion Millionaires. He's a dash of fire, and I'm a fearless hero. Working from the inside post, 12.4 versus 12.6. Standing nicely in the gate, and is going to come away cleanly. The rider, though, has a pretty good hold over. Wanted to make sure that, she doesn't drift in too much. She did. You can count that she did want to go a little bit to the inside. But you can see that as soon as he gives a little bit more range, she's just stretching those legs out. Solid hand right as she went past the midway point and defended her edge that she had over that work made very nicely, and a good-looking gallop out, Jose.
Yeah, good-looking gallop out. The pedigree's there to be a very good one. And 12:50 and 12:40, very good, respectable clockings for this filly for S. Quarter K and Robin Gordon. So she'll be in gate number 4 for her debut, which will be coming up this Saturday in race number 8. And she's listed at 5-2 on the morning line. So that's a look at some of the 2-year-old works for this weekend's Cardinals. Quick thoughts on the La Pacifica, Professor. Both Michael and I liked Angel Soul. I gave a little bit of a long shot look, maybe to keep going. It was a 10-1, and Michael gave a long shot look to Market Analyst. Who do you like in this spot?
Yeah, Angel Soul and Check and Cartel, both solid. They're both coming out of the Los Alamitos Oaks. Market Analyst also coming out of that Grade 1 race with a $404,000 purse. So you got to take a look at those 3 after facing the likes of Asher and some other good ones. In the Mode is also in that race, and she also was part of the Los Alamitos Oaks. But I'll stick with those two big ones, Check and Cartel and Angel Soul. Angel Soul has faced the boys as well in the Los Alamitos Winter Derby this year, and second to the eventual winner of I think it was the El Primero, right? Ready for It went on to win another nice race. Might be wrong, but Ready for It went back and won a nice race there for the connection. So Angel Soul and, like you mentioned, Check and Cartel. Angel Soul wants to watch.
Yeah, those are going to be the two betting favorites, expected to be the two betting favorites coming up on Saturday night for the La Pacifica. So we have the La Pacifica on Saturday. That means we're going to have the Miss Princess on Sunday. And this is the field that is expected, listed in alphabetical order. Miss Princess for Sunday night, 350 yards, a purse of $60,000. AJ Bone Running, Butter Off Friends, Forever Dynasty, Got a Corner Jess, Jessica Cruz, remember her. Patty Saint, who I believe posted a very sharp workout, if I remember correctly, and Silencer.
Yeah, it's almost in alphabetical order. You know, the R is the P, but what are you gonna do? Patty Saint coming, winning the Charger Bar handicap, and like you mentioned, an 11.9 drill, and AJ Bone Running, already a 2-time stakes winner here at Los Alamitos. Those names stand out, but I got a Corona Jess coming off from a nice second place in the Virginia Highland handicap. So all in all, a really good feel. Silencer, recent arrival here at Los Al, should also just continue to improve here at Los Al. Butter Off Friends, she's been on a lot of stakes races here. And this race is a bigger purse this year, $60,000.
Yep, so that's going to be a good one. Good feature for Sunday night's card here at Los Al. Before we go, Professor, I want to remind the patrons that are still looking for a place to enjoy the festivities of the Kentucky Oaks or the Kentucky Derby. They can enjoy it here at the Vessels Club or down at Burger Arts. You can call to make your reservation, 714-820-2681. And a competitor in this year's Kentucky Derby will be the Santa Anita Derby winner and the runner-up in the Los Alamitos Futurity, Stronghold, who is looking to represent California and Kentucky.
Yeah, some nice races from Stronghold. Didn't he also go to, was it Sunland Park and win?
Yes.
As well. So, he's traveled and done well and won the Santa Anita Derby impressively. So he's one of those runners looking, that could surprise. He's got that big white post. I think it's post 18, but he's right next to Fierceness, Jose. Maybe, you can have a chance to follow Fierceness. Fierceness clears the way, and somehow Stronghold's right there at the end representing California well.
Yeah, so that's going to be the Kentucky Derby this weekend, and you can enjoy it here at Los Alamitos Racecourse by reserving your spot at Burger Arts or the Vessels Club, or come on and join us in the grandstand. If you want to hang out in the grandstand, you can do that as well. So that's a look at the card and some of the things that are coming up this weekend at Los Alamitos as we get ready for Kentucky Derby weekend. Should be a busy weekend, and of course, with those simulcasts and all that, we should expect to be maybe a little bit later than normal as far as our post time, Professor.
Yeah, 7:30 p.m. on Saturday night, Jose. So we will be later than normal, 7:30 p.m. And we're already drawing the races for Sunday. 9 race card is going to be also packed with some really nice quarter horse races. There's a couple of allowance races in there. I believe 2 races for 2-year-olds. And of course, we already showed you the horses that will be in action in the Miss Princess handicap. Ready for, as I think, a little bit more. He may have won the Dillingham handicap.
Yeah.
Or it could have been the Dillingham handicap here at Los Al. So looking forward to a big weekend of racing. Of course, the Kentucky Derby, Kentucky Oaks on Friday morning will open gates at 7:30 a.m. All gates opening at 7 a.m. on Derby Day. Jose, good show. As we before we leave, I gotta ask you a little bit.
Yes,
because I know you're a big Dodgers fan.
Yes,
that's going well. I know you're.
It's heating up.
Yeah, the Raiders. Do you like their draft pick? They got a nice tight end from Georgia, one of the best in recent years in that position. So they're looking, maybe a quarterback away from really starting to make some big noise.
Yes.
And then the Clippers.
Oh, no, Professor. It was a terrible Wednesday night. The Clippers just did not show up. It was a bad, but they have won. They did win at Dallas. They did win on the road, so that's a positive. But as both of us Clipper aficionados, doesn't it feel like sometimes they can look like the best team in the NBA, and then sometimes they can look like they're like the ceiling is not like the bottom is not low enough? And that was one of those nights last night. But I think I'm a little bit more down than you. Do you think we can go to Dallas and force a Game 7?
Yes.
Okay.
They can because they're so unpredictable. Can they win 2 in a row? Right now, I doubt it.
Yes, that's the thing. That's the thing. Do we want to go out on a game 6 or do we want to go out in a game 7? I think that's what it's going to come to. But
whatever's more painful, that's what we'll get, Jose.
That is true. Whatever's more painful, we're going to get. So we're gonna look great in game 6 and beat them, and then we're going to have a letdown of a game 7. I think that's what destiny is, right?
It is. That's what they do.
All right, so I do want to remind the viewers, I'm looking at the calendar here, Los on the side. Miss Princess this weekend, next weekend, the Dillingham, and of course, the running of the Robert A. Dare Kindergarten Futurity. That's on Mother's Day, May 12th. We'll be looking at the Preakness the following weekend, and then the weekend of the 26th. So the 26th is actually the Edberg Milling Futurity Trials. So Sunday 26th, that's the weekend of the Edberg Milling Trials.
Perfect. Looking big busy weekend. Thank you so much, Jose, and looking forward to seeing you back on the FanDuel set this week.
Yeah, hopefully Clippers win, and hopefully we're in a great mood, Professor. Great mood there for the great. Have a good rest of your Thursday afternoon. We'll see you this weekend at Los Al.
You too, Jose. Thank you.
Year after year, night racing's best bets are at Los Alamitos Racecourse. The Los Alamitos early and late pick fours. Both wagers continue to feature outstanding pools in 2024 and terrific payouts. The early pick often has pools of over $180,000, and the late pick four often has pools of more than $150,000. And remember, Los Alamitos still offers the $10,000 Pick 6 promo on Sunday nights. Year after year, night racing's best bets are at Los Alamitos. Play them on Saturday and Sunday nights.